Level 1. The Recruit. You walk into the recruiter's office. Army. You want to serve. You want law enforcement, but military. You choose military police. MOS 31 Bravo. You take the oath. MEPS, Military Entrance Processing Station. You raise your right hand. You swear to support and defend the Constitution. You ship to basic training. Fort Jackson, 10 weeks. Infantry skills, warrior training. You learn to shoot, to march, to be a soldier, first. Then military police school. Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, 20 weeks. Law enforcement training. Military police operations, traffic control, detention, patrol. You learn criminal investigation, evidence collection, crime scene processing, military justice, Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. You enforce military law. You learn detainee operations, handling prisoners, securing facilities. You train in physical security, access control, force protection, installation security. You qualify with weapons, M9 pistol, M4 rifle, M249 saw. You train in defensive tactics, handcuffing, searching, restraining, compliance techniques. You graduate, MP school. You're awarded your military police badge. You're a soldier and a law enforcement officer. Dual role, unique mission. You're 18 years old, private, E1. You ship to your first duty station, Fort Hood, Texas, 1st Cavalry Division, Military Police Company. Level 2, the Private First Class. You arrive at your unit, you're assigned to patrol section. You're partnered with a senior MP, Sergeant First Class Rodriguez. He's your FTO. Your first patrol, on post, Fort Hood, military installation. You drive through the base, checking gates, monitoring traffic, visible presence. You conduct traffic stops, speeding soldier, base sticker expired. You write citations, military citations. They go to the soldier's commander. You respond to calls, domestic disturbance, soldier and spouse arguing. You separate them, you de-escalate, you document, you notify command. A DUI checkpoint, off-post, gate, Saturday night, soldiers returning to base. You smell alcohol, slurred speech, field sobriety test, arrested, taken to MP station. You process him, breathalyzer, 0.15, almost twice the limit. His career is probably over. Article 15, court-martial, discharge, one bad decision. You work security, installation entry points, checking IDs, inspecting vehicles, random anti-terrorism measures, RAMs, heightened security, constant vigilance. You're promoted, private first class, E3, 6 months in. You're learning, the job, the base, the mission. You're becoming an MP. Level 3, the Specialist. 2 years in, you're promoted, Specialist, E4. You're a patrol officer now, experienced, competent, trusted. You respond to serious calls, assault, theft, sexual assault. You secure the scene, you collect evidence, you interview witnesses, you write reports. A barracks fight, 2 soldiers, 1 is injured, blood everywhere. You separate them, you call medical, you detain the aggressor, assault case. You work with CID, Criminal Investigation Command, serious crimes. You assist, you provide security, you help process scenes, you learn. You deploy, Iraq, 12 months, combat zone, MP mission changes, convoy security, route clearance, detainee operations, combat support. You escort convoys through dangerous areas, IEDs, ambushes, threats everywhere. Your vehicle is hit, IED, explosion. You're okay, vehicle damaged, mission continues. You guard detainees, enemy combatants, prisoners of war, insurgents. You maintain security, you ensure safety. You follow Geneva Conventions, always. You return home, combat veteran, Bronze Star. You've seen things. You're different, harder, more experienced. You're 21 years old. Level 4, the Sergeant. 4 years in, you're promoted, Sergeant, E5, NCO now. You're a team leader, 4 MPs under you. You're responsible for them, for performance. You train them, tactics, procedures, standards. You enforce discipline. You conduct daily operations, patrols, security, law enforcement, everything. You respond to a suicide, soldier, in the barracks, hung himself. You secure the scene, you notify command, you process evidence, you write the report. This is the hardest part, not the criminals, the soldiers, your brothers, suffering, dying. PTSD, depression, substance abuse, the invisible wounds. They're real, they're deadly. You work with chaplains, behavioral health, chain of command, suicide prevention. You try to help. You try to notice the signs, the changes, before it's too late. You attend Warrior Leader Course, NCO education, leadership training. You learn to lead, properly, by example, with standards, with compassion. You're making $40,000 a year, sergeant pay, housing allowance. It's okay. You're married now, living off post, trying to balance military, family, life. Level 5, the Staff Sergeant. 8 years in, you're promoted, Sergeant First Class, E6. You're a squad leader, 3 teams, 12 MPs. You run patrols, you run operations. You deploy again, Afghanistan, 15 months. Kandahar, forward operating base. You run the MP detachment, security, law enforcement, force protection, everything. Taliban attack, the base, mortars, small arms. You organize defense. Your MPs respond, return fire, secure perimeter, repel attack, no friendly casualties. You're awarded the Bronze Star with Valor Device, combat leadership. You brought everyone home, alive. That's what matters. That's leadership. You return stateside. You're assigned to the Provost Marshal Office. You supervise operations, desk job, administrative. You miss the street. You attend Advanced Leader Course, Senior NCO development. You're being groomed for higher positions, for more responsibility. You're 30 years old, 2 kids, military family, deployments, moves, sacrifice. Your wife handles everything while you're gone. She's the real hero. Level 6, the Sergeant First Class. 12 years in, you're promoted, Sergeant First Class, E7. Senior NCO. You're a platoon sergeant, 40 MPs, 4 squads. You run the platoon. You work with the platoon leader, a lieutenant, young, inexperienced, West Point. You teach him about MPs, about soldiers, about leadership, about reality. You handle serious incidents, major crimes, installation-wide emergencies, active shooter, on pace, soldier, armed, threatening, lives at stake. You respond with your platoon, you establish perimeter, you evacuate civilians. SWAT arrives, negotiations, hours, finally surrender. No shots fired. Crisis resolved. You're responsible for readiness, training, qualifications, standards, deployability. Your platoon must be ready for anything, anytime, anywhere. That's the standard. You mentor junior NCOs, corporals, sergeants. You develop them like Rodriguez developed you. You remember being a PFC, lost, confused. Now you're the one teaching. You're making $55,000 a year. SFC pay, BAH, BAS, stable. You've been to Iraq twice, Afghanistan once. You're tired, but committed. Level 7, the Master Sergeant. 16 years in, you're promoted, Master Sergeant, E8. You're the Operations Sergeant, company level. You run operations, day to day. You plan, you coordinate, you execute all MP operations on the installation. Patrols, investigations, security, traffic, detentions, everything goes through you. You work directly with the company commander, a captain. You're his right hand, his senior enlisted advisor on all matters MP operations. You manage resources, vehicles, equipment, personnel, budget, everything. You ensure readiness, operational capability, mission accomplishment, standards. A major exercise, division-wide, wartime scenarios. Your MPs provide all security, installation access control, traffic control, law enforcement, force protection, flawless execution. You're recognized, excellence. You receive the Meritorious Service Medal. Your leadership, your performance, your dedication, acknowledged, rewarded. You consider retirement, 20 years, full pension, benefits, freedom. Or continue, Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major, the pinnacle, decisions. Level 8, the Sergeant Major. 20 years in, you're selected, Sergeant Major, E9, the highest enlisted rank. You're the senior enlisted leader, battalion level. You're the Command Sergeant Major, Military Police Battalion. You advise the battalion commander, a lieutenant colonel, on all enlisted matters. You're responsible for morale, welfare, discipline, training, standards, everything enlisted. 800 soldiers, multiple companies, your responsibility, your soldiers. You walk the companies, you talk to soldiers, you listen, you observe. You identify problems, you solve problems, you take care of soldiers. That's your job. You attend Sergeant's Major Academy, Fort Bliss, 10 months. Strategic leadership, senior enlisted development, capstone education, preparation. You deploy one final time, Iraq, advising Iraqi military police, building partner capacity, training, mentoring, developing foreign forces. You return home, 26 years of service. You decide retirement. You've given enough, served enough, deployed enough, time to go. Retirement ceremony, the battalion forms, colors are presented, speeches are given. Your family is there, your wife, your kids. They sacrifice too, always. You receive the Legion of Merit for exceptionally meritorious service. 26 years, multiple combat tours, countless soldiers led, mission accomplished. You have a pension, 52% of your base pay, for life. Healthcare for you and your family, for life. You earned it, through service. Level 9, the Warrant Officer. Different path. Some MPs become warrant officers. Technical experts, specialists, criminal investigation, CID, special agents. You apply, CID, acceptance, Warrant Officer Candidate School. You're commissioned, Warrant Officer 1, WO1, Special Agent, Criminal Investigator. You investigate serious crimes, felonies, sexual assault, homicide, fraud. You're a federal agent on military installations. You have arrest authority. You investigate. A murder, soldier killed off post. You investigate. You collect evidence. You interview witnesses. You build the case. You work with civilian police. You identify the suspect, another soldier. You arrest him. You interrogate him. He confesses. Murder charges, court-martial, life in prison, justice served. You work complex cases, child abuse, drugs, organized crime, espionage. You're a detective, a federal agent, highly trained, highly specialized. You're making $70,000 as a warrant, plus allowances, plus bonuses. You're a technical expert, not command, not leadership, investigation, pure. Level 10, the officer. Different path entirely. Some become officers, commission, lead MPs. ROTC, West Point, OCS, Officer Candidate School. College degree required. Second Lieutenant, O1, Platoon Leader, 40 MPs. Your first command. You're 22, inexperienced. Your platoon sergeant is 30, 2 combat tours. He teaches you everything. How to lead, how to manage, how to command. You listen, you learn, you defer to his experience while maintaining authority. You deploy, Iraq, combat. You lead your platoon in combat operations, convoy security, detainee operations, force protection, every day for 12 months. First Lieutenant, Captain, you command a company, 150 MPs. You're in charge, responsible for everything. Personnel, equipment, mission, everything. Major, Battalion Operations Officer, S3, planning, coordinating, executing operations. Lieutenant Colonel, Battalion Commander, 800 MPs, your battalion, your command. Colonel, Brigade Commander, multiple battalions, thousands of soldiers, strategic leadership. You've commanded at every level, platoon, company, battalion, brigade. You retire after 30 years, full pension, proud service, from second lieutenant to colonel, from platoon leader to brigade commander. You served, you led, you protected, you enforced, you sacrificed. Military police, law and order on every installation, in every combat zone. And somewhere, an 18-year-old is raising their right hand at NEPS, swearing the oath, choosing 31 Bravo, becoming an MP. They have no idea what's ahead, the challenges, the danger, the sacrifice, but also the pride, the purpose, the brotherhood, the mission.